You lost it. Maybe it took months. Maybe it took a full year of doing everything right. And then, slowly, it came back. Not everywhere, just the exact same spot it always lived. Same lower belly, same roll. Like your body had a map of where the fat was supposed to go. That's not bad luck, and it's not a willpower problem. Your fat cells kept a record of where they used to be. And until you understand how that record works, they'll keep pulling the fat right back to the same address. And almost no one is told the first fact about those cells. You never actually got rid of them. Carbon dating on human fat, published in the journal Nature back in 2008. Scientists counted the fat cells in adults and found the number is basically locked in from childhood. You can empty them, you can't evict them. So the map never changes. Let's follow it. So start with the cells that never leave. When you lose belly fat, the fat doesn't move out. The cell just goes dark. Your body keeps a roughly steady number of fat cells for life. About 1 in 10 gets swapped out each year, but the total barely moves. Even after you lose a lot of weight, the count stays flat. The cells didn't leave. They just got smaller and quieter. So an empty belly cell isn't gone. It's a parking spot with your name still painted on it. You didn't beat the fat cell. It filed a change of status and kept the mailbox. Picture a room full of hoarders who cleared out the unit but kept paying the lease. The stuff's gone. The address is still theirs. Losing the fat didn't change where your body stores it. It just cleared the room. Now you'd think refilling an empty spot takes as long as building it did. It doesn't. And that's where this gets uncomfortable. Most people have this exactly backwards. That empty cell isn't the safe state. It's the primed one. An empty slot in the belly is a cell standing at the front of the queue, hand up, waiting for the next delivery. So when spare fuel shows up, those cells get first pick. They fill before almost anything else does. And why the same spot? Because that spot already holds the most cells and the biggest ones. It's got a head start. The fat traces the old pencil line, not because it's cruel, because the old pencil line is where the room already was. Your storage system isn't broken. It's a hoarder who alphabetized the garage so he could reclutter it faster. Think about how you lost it. The face went first, the arms, the lower belly, dead last. Then it comes back in reverse, belly first. That order isn't in your head. That's the map running backward. And you felt this. The face looks lean again in a month. The jeans button. Then 6 months later, the jeans are the first thing to go tight, in the exact spot they always went tight. So the goal was never to empty the belly cells. It's to keep the storage signal quiet so the prime slots never get the refill order. Empty slots would be manageable if they forgot they were ever full. They don't. And scientists just found where the note is written. Keeping that storage signal low day after day is the whole game. And it's easy to spike it by accident with what you sip during a fast. If you've ever wondered whether that splash of milk or the 0-calorie drink quietly breaks your fast, there's a free cheat sheet that sorts everyone into safe, sketchy, or fast breaker. Go to fastedfred.com. So what is the record your cells kept? Scientists call it a memory. It's a note the cell writes to itself, and the note says one thing: we used to be big, restock fast. Another study in Nature in 2024, read fat cells one at a time. It found that being big leaves a lasting mark inside the cell. The fancy word for that mark is epigenetic. It just means a switch that got flipped and stayed flipped without changing the cell's underlying blueprint. And that mark doesn't wipe when you lose the weight. The cell shrinks. The note stays. In mice carrying that mark, the weight piled back on faster. In people, we see the same marks. So think of the memory as loading the spring, not pulling the trigger. It doesn't force the fat back. It just makes it faster and easier when the fuel shows up. And this may be part of why the second time can feel faster than the first. Every round of losing and regaining leaves that note a little more practiced. The cells get quicker at the restock each time you repeat the cycle. Yes, your fat cells keep notes. No, you can't read them. Yes, it's annoying. The one part of you with a flawless memory is the part you'd happily give amnesia. It never forgets a single thing about the belly you used to carry. So you're not really managing fat anymore. You're managing a memory that stays live long after the mirror looks fixed. And a note only matters if someone acts on it. Something is acting on it. for about a year after you thought the diet was over. So it's not just the cells. Your whole hunger system fights to put the fat back, actively, for far longer than anyone plans for. In a study in the New England Journal of Medicine, 50 people lost weight, and researchers tracked their hunger signals. They dropped the weight on a strict, low-calorie plan over about 10 weeks, then got measured again more than a year later. Two of those signals matter here. The first is ghrelin, your hunger alarm. After the weight came off, ghrelin went up and stayed up, still ringing months later. The second is leptin, your fullness signal, the one that says, "Stop, we're good." It dropped. So fullness showed up late, if it showed up at all. And this is the part that stings. Over a year later, those signals still hadn't gone back to normal. A year. Alarm still loud, brakes still soft. So when you fell off around month 3 or 4 and called yourself weak, that wasn't weakness. That was a year-old restock order still being filled. You know the person who lost a ton of weight, kept it off for a year, and swears they're eating the same as when they were losing? They probably are. The hunger just got louder underneath them, quietly, for months. Their appetite is acting like the famine just lifted, and it's got 12 months of shopping to catch up on. Meanwhile, leptin filed for a leave of absence, right when they needed it most. And a quick note if you're a woman, this defense can hit differently. Hunger and stress signals can swing harder around your cycle, so some weeks the pull is louder than others. Same map, just a noisier alarm on certain days. Most people quit somewhere in that year and file it under personal failure. Almost no one gets told the defense was built to last that long. So now you've got 3 forces: permanent cells, a primed note, a year-long hunger defense, and all 3 are pointing at the same square inch. So why is it always that one? So why always the same square inch? Because where you store fat is mostly pre-assigned. Your genes and your hormones drew the blueprint a long time ago. So the fat doesn't refill at random, it refills by neighborhood. Same pattern every time. For a lot of men, the headquarters is the lower belly. It's also why 2 people can lose the exact same amount of weight and gain it back in completely different places. One fills the belly, one the hips, one the face. Different blueprints, same rule. Everyone refills their own map. And that one depot is where all 3 forces stack. The most cells, the strongest note, the set point your body defends the hardest. So the simplest version is this: more cells, a louder memory, and a set point your body guards harder, all crammed into one place. 3 separate backups, all saving the same file, one address. There's a quiet cosigner too, cortisol, your stress signal. When it runs high, it nudges more of the storage toward the belly specifically. It's not the main character here. It just keeps signing the belly's paperwork, day after stressful day. If your body worked this hard at literally anything else, you'd be terrifyingly productive. But now the honest part. None of this makes the fat coming back inevitable. The lease on those cells is fixed. Whether anyone moves back in is not. The address stays yours. The occupancy is the part you actually own. You can't evict the cells. You can't erase the note. You can't out-argue a year of hunger. But all 3 need the same one thing to act. And that thing you can take away. So how do you keep the slot empty? All 3 forces run on one fuel, a high storage signal, kept high over time. Starve that signal, and the map stops mattering. 3 ways to do it. 1. Play the long game, not the heroic reset. The hunger defense lasts a year or more. A single dramatic week can't outlast a year-long signal. Steady habits that keep insulin low, that keep that storage signal quiet, most days for months. That's what actually outlasts the note, not one big push. 2. Lose it slower so the note stays quiet. Crash loss is the thing linked to the fastest rebound. Drop it too hard and the body reads famine, and the whole defense spikes. A pace your body doesn't panic about keeps the alarm from screaming. Slower off usually means longer gone. 3. Build the muscle. Not for the mirror, for the drain. More muscle pulls sugar out of your blood and burns it, which keeps the storage signal lower all day long. And muscle works around the clock, not just while you train. Even at rest, a bigger engine quietly burns the fuel that would have gone to storage. Your muscle is the drain that keeps the belly cells from getting the delivery. Some resistance work, 2 or 3 times a week, keeps that drain wide open. Body weight counts. You don't need a gym. And you don't need perfect, you need most days. The signal doesn't care about one bad dinner. It cares about the average you hold for months. And if you've been holding at goal weight, doing everything right, watching the belly creep back anyway, and quietly blaming yourself, stop. That creep is the defense doing its job, not you failing at yours. So if you take one thing from this tonight, make it this. Don't chase the fastest possible loss. Pick a pace you could hold for a year, because a year is exactly how long the defense lasts. And this is the one that changes how you see the whole thing. The finish line was never goal weight. The year after goal weight is the actual event. The people who keep it off aren't the ones with more willpower. They're the ones who never treated the number as the end. The address stays yours. The note stays written. You can't change that. But an empty slot only refills if you keep feeding it the signal. Keep the signal quiet and the room stays empty. Your name's still on the door, nothing moving in. So the fat's got your address memorized. Comforting. Whatever video YouTube lines up next, it picked that one for you specifically, and it's weirdly good at reading a room. Go find out what it thinks you need.